A.J. Brown, 3 catches, 25 yards on 7 targets. With this upset and loss, and Philadelphia finished the season 11-7. Now, anybody from Philadelphia would tell you that they are this dominant team, defending champs, which that they were and that they are still currently. 11-7 seem a bit average to me, and that offense has been below average all year. And I say this, and I said this to all my fam and friends that's Philly lovers. The things you put up with in a win, or the things you tolerate in a win, is the things that tick you off in a loss. And A.J. Brown and all of that pouting, when they was winning, when they were Super Bowl champions, he still wasn't happy. And now you try and get him targets only for him to drop the ball when they need him. Is it time for the Philadelphia Eagles to move on from A.J. Brown so they can focus on their offense with the players that they can, they can acquire some players if they need to move from him? Is he, because they tried to say T.O. was a cancer, but it just seems like A.J. Brown, because it was another sideline spiel between him and head coach Sirianni. Is it time for them to move on?
No, yes, it's time for them to move on, Vaughn, because of his antics, but they can't because of a $46 million cap hit if you cut him or you try to trade him. So, if you cut him, you can't move on. However, I don't know if he's a cancer, because with that same cancer, unlike T.O., they won a championship now, okay? So you have to take that in consideration. Or maybe can it be one of those situations, Vaughn, that where he wasn't griping or he wasn't selfish as far as being that where's my targets when they were winning, and still having his weekly talk with the media and selling guys under the bus and not being and reading the books on the sideline last year and all those type of things. Maybe he was doing it for this time. Maybe he was doing it for the wild card weekend against the 49ers, to where our offense is very vanilla. Maybe he was doing it to say, hey man, guys, when are we going to get more creative?
But
when
you should be doing that in the film room, in the locker room.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be. He's done it time and time again. Whether you talking about throwing the coach under the bus, throwing your quarterback under the bus, it's everybody's fault but his. And I'm so tired of the deal.
But Vaughn, I would just ask you, where could you point a distraction that he was to that? Maybe he was a distraction to himself, because I held up 3 fingers. He had 3 drops. He had 3 drops in the game against the 49ers and a couple crucial drops. So you want more targets, and we give you more targets, and you didn't capitalize. And that's to your point. If you're going to be loud and you're going to have me and Vaughn and everybody else know that you griping about touches and you griping about catches, and then all of a sudden, if you had been quiet, we wouldn't have known you've been doing that. We would just treat it as another drop or another bad game. But the fact that you complained after every win, and you weren't happy after every win because you wanted your numbers, and you even said one time that I look at all the other wide receivers in the National Football League, and I'm not paying it out. Look at my numbers and look what I'm getting paid. It was an underachievement. It was an underachievement. Kevin Patullo, the different offensive coordinator, he has to go, because that is a talented team.
Right.
Goddard, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy top 10 pick, A.J. Brown, massive offensive line, Jalen Hurts is just a very, very good leader in that defense. And that's why it's so disappointing, I guess, for a Philadelphia Eagles fan, is when you look at that defense, is just lights out. Lights out with that defense. They do so much up front. Cooper DeJean and then Quinyon Mitchell in that secondary. They do a lot. Nakobe Dean being a linebacker, Nolan Smith, those Georgia Bulldogs that's on that team now, Jalen Carter. That's a very, very good defense. And to come up this short and lose in the wild card round, they can't be happy with that season. But with that said, And I think that A.J. Brown, if it wasn't Vaughn for him, then that's such a huge salary cap hit, or salary cap hit. I think that A.J. Brown might say, "Hey guys, we better off just moving on without him because he is a somewhat of a locker room cancer. He brings unwanted questions to his other teammates about his feelings." And you just had a spat on the sideline with a coach and cursed him out because you wouldn't get off the field in a timely manner. All he wanted you to do is get off the field and hurry up because we didn't want a penalty, right? But